Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Diego, good to see you. Welcome to the show, man.
My friend, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. You look, this film is so vivid and so dynamic, and there's a lot going on. I can't even imagine like the first glance of the script. So what is that like, kind of seeing the script for Knights of the Zodiac?
You know, the script was such a strong and powerful script. Obviously, instantly was attracted to the character of Nero, originally known as Iki, the Grand Phoenix. But, you know, let me tell you, the thing that really excited me was it was obviously reading the script, but the thing that really was like blew my mind was when I got to set, when I got to the stunt training facility, they had these pictures. Maybe I could find my phone, but they had these pictures of the world visually that they made cinematic, that they made with CGI and all of this. And that's what really just fueled me. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. We get to dive into this like dark and eerie world and create this universe from within. So for me, and you see it on screen, but for me, that was the part that really got me.
Man, some of the visuals of this film, you literally go like, it literally is one of those like, whoa movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a fun one. It's a really fun one. And you know, I'm excited to see some kids watch the movie and you know what I mean? Because going to the theater for me as a kid, that was always the biggest, most exciting time of my week. So I'm really excited to have kids watch this. And
this is Diego, let me tell you something. This is the Saturday night popcorn worthy movie theater movie. Let's be honest, right? This is why you do what you do. This is the movie theater movie.
Yeah, no, you said it. I this project's a very very action-packed movie, but more than that, it's very inspiring, right?
Yeah.
And it's a fun watch for the kids, for adults. And those are the types of projects I want to continue to do, just inspiring projects.
Does the mindset change depending on the character and the type of like project it is, like Knights of the Zodiac on my block, or is it all storytelling for Diego?
I think it's a combination of both, certainly. Yep. I think that I want to be part of, like I said, inspiring projects. However, I can't say that my character's, in this movie is the most inspiring guy. He's a little, he's kind of the antagonist. He's the villain, right? But for me, it's such a challenge to dive into these types of roles and to dive into the mindset. And as an actor, I always want to stay on my toes. I always want to be challenged. I always want to be, taking on these roles, sort of kind of like how Christian Bale has worked, in his career, always taking on these roles that are just fascinating and so intriguing to watch. And he always turns into performance, always. So I kind of want to model my career as Christian Bale has.
If you look at kind of the meat and potatoes of this film in terms of what we kind of get to see, kind of what you said, the visuals, the inspiring stories and everything, when there's a movie like this that's so packed, that has so many elements, whether it's the dynamic characters, the visual effects and everything, is there one thing that like comes to mind the most when you're making this film, or are you thinking of all these elements at once? Like, I'm curious about that.
That's a good question. I think it's definitely a discussion that we have to have with the director. You always have to ask the director, what kind of movie is this? What are we going for exactly? What's some movies that we can watch that are similar like this? Because I think sometimes, actors think they're in one movie and the other actor thinks he's in a different movie. And then the genre is kind of like all over the place. But for me, what I kept keeping into my mind was we have to honor the IP. We have to honor the manga, the anime. Yes. So I can't be focusing on everybody else's role, but let me focus on mine. Let me honor my role. Let me honor the character's behavior, his mannerisms, the way he talks, the way he moves, all of that stuff. And that's really where I place all my attention.
It's a crazy feeling too, right? Like it's in your hands right now, but it's going to be in theaters next week, and it's like out of your hands, and it's in the world hands, right?
It's my first movie, and it's with arguably one of the greatest studios ever, Sony Pictures. Yep. So it's an honor, it's a privilege, and being Latino, coming from immigrant parents, I'm just so excited to put on a performance and hopefully inspire all the young Latinos out there.
On My Block had a massive kind of fan base, and the fans are never going anywhere. Was it kind of crazy to see after each season drop the global quick impact of that show specifically?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it was, I think at the end of the day, TV shows and movies, they're all, what are they? They're stories, very powerful stories with an impactful message. And, we did it on that show, and I feel very proud of the message that we portray on this movie. And I think the message is you can be who you want to be in this world. Nobody's destiny is written in stone. So, it's a message I've been told by my parents, and it's a message I'll always encourage for the youth. Yeah. And honestly, this is my first movie. I got many more to do, but I couldn't have picked a better first project to be a part of. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
In theaters, May 12th. That's nice. Zodiac. Yeah, it's so great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.